towels. Do, 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 do. I need some paper towels. I forgot to grab paper towels today, but I've got them now. Hey, I can see myself. Oh, goodness. What the heck? Sorry, I just turned on my air compressor accidentally. Hello, weirdos and malafolks. How's everyone doing today? I am Guslado, also known as Doug from Top Doug Design, and I'm here to paint with you all today. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Make sure I'm framed up nicely there. Oh, I'm going to tweak that ever so slightly since I'm just getting the top of my noggin there. We'll tweak this as needs be. My setup around my office changed here because I was at the point where like, hey, I've finished up a bunch of projects. Time to do the grand reorganization. So I got, my fancy new paint shelves up in here. And you can't see everywhere else behind me. But, hey, lots and lots of organization happened. So, yeah. How's everybody doing today? Oh, goodness. It's been a busy morning. Let me just scoot slightly to frame a little bit better. How's my framing there then? That looks better, at least on my screen. Hey, what's up, Under Construction Paints? How are you doing today? But yeah, so I'm going to be painting. I'm excited. The To Grandmother's House We Go. So this is one I've been meaning to paint for a while. It's alternate Ferdinand Vogel and the Beast Within. Couple years back, I painted as model as part of the Iron Painter competition, the original version of it. And so I tend to have not ran him on the table very much because he's, busy sitting on my display shelf in a diorama. So, yeah. Let's dive right in. Just grabbing things. I believe I'm going to start with Red here. Little Red Riding Hood, get her started. Going to be kind of bouncing back and forth between both of them at the same time. And here we go. Let's grab a big old brush. So how's everybody been? I'll just put the brush tube over there and get this wet. Alrighty, and let's start with, how deep do we want to go on that red? Yeah, I think that's a good deep red to start with there. And let's get started. Let's also grab the stabby needle, because these reds love to get a little bit clogged up at times. Yeah, it has been busy. I'm trying to think. So, yeah, the last time I was here was right after Captain Con. So I have seen you since the craziness that was back-to-back LVO and then Captain Con. Unless I'm lying to myself and I'm going slowly insane. But we already know that was the case. But I think I've seen you since then. Looking at Soviet state import cars today because that... Okay. Would that be the Trabant? There we go. Let's just put some red on red. But what have you been painting up lately under Construction Paints? I haven't seen you in a while. I do really need to get back to doing some more painting on my own stream on, a regular basis. I've just been so busy that I haven't really gotten around to that. Because, life gets crazy sometimes. Okay, let's make sure you're on your paint handle nice and well. So yeah, well, I figure this will be a nice, fun set of models. And so I'm thinking I'm going to, I've already got planned out how I'm going to do the basing on her here. I am going to, I don't have any, but I've seen at the my local game store some great tufts that have got little flowers on them. So I'm going to do, you know, like she's walking down a path with the flowers off to the side. Painting weird contest entry. Oh, yeah. What's the contest for that? Play Weird. Could you share the link for that? I have not looked into that because insanity. I've been busy, working on some organizing around here and working on some other projects. Noggin meat. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Kettering Llama. How you doing today? Always good to see you. Cranial bruschetta. Oh, by the way, Cranial bruschetta, great name for a band. Ooh, what we got? Oh, is it the wall is weekly? Okay. I gotta take a look at that because I've been tired. You know what? That is what happens at times. Yeah. There we go. Mute that. Let's pull up the Waldo's Weekly so I can see what that is. Sparks Fly. Cast a spell painting contest. Ooh, fun. Ooh. All right, I'm going to look into that more later. Because let's be honest, nothing is more boring than watching someone else read a something on their screen. Let me just tweak a little bit. There we go. That's better light. Let's see. Box. Okay. So obviously, I did not take too much of a look at the thing there. I'm assuming, like most of the weird paint contests, that's a community vote and thus can't be something done on stream, correct? I always like to plan my stuff out. So I know that some of the paint competitions have the cannot share anywhere beforehand thing. You don't know, you just paint here. Fair enough. I would love to see the Iron Painter competition make a comeback here sometime. Because that was always one of my favorites. Just because it's so heavily thematic that it ends up being a lot of fun. Oh, man. I'm going to zoom out a little bit there since I keep going off screen. Hey, what is up, Furyk? Comment about airborne goblin engineers. Fair enough. Yeah, it'd be good. Been busy. Yourself? Saw you posted a whole bunch of pictures of your bayou recently. Just the other day. It looked really good. All the new guys. Who's on vacay? Vyrek is on vacay. But Vyrek isn't here. Wait, why are we talking about Vyrek? I'm confused. Did someone mention Vyrek, or am I going slowly insane? Oh, you thought I said Vyrek, not Furch. No, that's Furyk. Furch, I don't know. I have no idea how to actually pronounce that. It's merely a string of symbols that represents a person whom I know. So that's what I think of it there. Furyk. Fair enough. That'll work. Yeah, that's all right. It's like, you don't have other work to do or something. Accomplishing all of the things. Okay. Right, let's got to do underneath the script there a little bit. Let's get a little bit of red up in here. Not really see under there much, but might as well do that. So 100%. Until the clampets come out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those. So I have been playing a little bit of not the clampets yet. I've been playing Castor lately on occasion. Couple games with him so far. I've only done Castor 2. So hulked out Castor, not scrawny Castor. Just because, you know what? I felt like playing with something who's a little bit of a murder machine. And he's been fun so far. Thick Castor. As we actually refer to him in the Texas meta as Limes Castor because of a stupid joke that Andre made. He said that the opposed looks like, he's like, how do I hold all of these limes? And so he has been called Limes Castor. So, yeah, so that is good fun. I think we had that on one of the podcasts already. Oh, wait, no. That one came up in one of the first episodes we did with Andre, and then it comes up again in the LVO episode, which I am currently editing. So that will be out here probably I just got to figure out how much longer it'll take for me to edit together. Friday at the latest. I do enjoy editing the podcast together. It is lots of fun. Running a bit of Toll. Yeah, we're also going to talk about him we talked about him in the LVO episode because we had for that we've got Andre and Ambrose is who we were able to get to make it for the LVO episode. Since Andre won and Ambrose got third place. We're not always able to get all of the podium people to make it out for recording. Because life, man. Life. There we go. Yeah, Toll looks like a lot of fun. All right, what color are we doing our shoes in? Yeah, the line. So the thing with the lime is there. There we go. Start hitting our skin a little bit. Is that so? The joke I've got now is that anyone who brings just a lime on a 50 mil base until the actual caster model comes out, that is a acceptable proxy. Is what we were saying for that. And let me just make sure. Sorry, I forgot to turn this on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, I do. So I posted it in one of the. I think it was either in the Lone Star Discord or I might have posted it in the. I know I posted the Student Conflict Discord. I put a lime on a 50 mil base and then took a video of it spinning around on my turntable because I am puckish and easily amused. I should share that over to the Scoundrels Discord at some point. I just forgot to. I've been failing hard at social media lately. So definitely when I get stressed out or busy or whatever, I definitely kind of go into semi-hermit mode and just disappear from the world a little bit for a while. That's why I was, organizing my office. Which is why I have, the fancy paint rack. So, well, it's not so much fancy, but so new paint racks over there that I mounted onto one of my new bookshelves that made a little bit more room to store my stuff. Visceral Rampage. Which one's that one? That's the push me, then place you into base contact with me, right? Because now I've only played 2 games with him, and so I'm still kind of figuring out the ins and outs with him. So I tend to like, so far, at least on like turn one, because turn one, no, he can reach out and do nasty things to you as well. Because he gets lots of scoots up the field because of the overhealing. But I tend to like to charge in with him because then gets that charge in, gets those double blasts, gets the place, and then I use that's hard to say. Visceral rampage. Hey, spilled paint pot. Hope your pots are staying unspilled. But so I'll charge in with Caster usually. Get those blast markers off. And then use Visceral Rampage to push back towards my guys and basically kidnap someone. Now, I definitely did not do that in the first game I played with him. And he was kind of hanging out right in the middle of their crowd. And you know what? Getting sucker punched by Eric Schodemer is not a happy occasion. But kidnapping Eric Schodemer and then just having the rest of the crew lay into him is a happy occasion. For me, at least. So, I learned that lesson. Under construction paints, have you been playing around with Castor at all or something there? Well, he's also green. And to be fair, I don't know what people play. To be fair, I could play literally any faction on any given day. Although, I have obviously been playing much more Neverborn lately. Anya too. Okay. Yeah, Anya is one master that I've not been interested in playing at all. With the guild. What have you been playing in the guild lately? And to be fair, a lot of my locals have been dabbling into guild lately. Because they got some really, especially with the titles, they got some really strong stuff. Dashel, Sonia, Bass, Hoff, and Tull. Yeah, so played into Bass the last time I played using Castor. And it was definitely a game where well, it was a mispick from the go for him. Because they were like, hey, let's get really close to them. And I'm like, well, hey, guys, do they realize we don't have any guns here? And just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And then Castor's like, okay, and Rampage, and just evaporates 3 models in one go. Because that is what Castor does. Yeah, so I'll be posting some photos on when I post the LVO episode of the Students of Conflict podcast. But actually, you know what? I've got right here. So something that a great idea that I'm going to pull these out because these were until I used a lot of this sort of thing as proxies for at LVO. So it was Ambrose's idea. But basically, it's a little standee. Took the artwork off the cards there, printed them out, laminated, put it on a base. Because it's a quick way to get it to the table and then you know what the model is. It's less confusion. I mean, I did modify the artwork for Castor there a little bit. He is dropping the lines. But so that's a good way to, that's how we've been, a lot of us around here have been doing the proxies lately. I printed them on cardstock. I laminated them. I did the black edge around them there. Yeah, it's not my idea. Ambrose from the Pacific Northwest there. That was his idea. And when he first said standees, I'm like, oh, no, that's going to look awful. And he's like, no, he did standees where he took his time with it. And just for, models that are unreleased. Now, once that model comes out, you got to actually have the model. But for unreleased models, it, allows you to play them, allows you to try them out, makes you more excited to get them when they actually hit the shelves, and is less confusing than using stand-in models, is what I've found. So I like that. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's what the important thing is making sure everyone knows what the models are. There's no question and confusion. Some of my guys, they ran into a problem where they were proxying something, and both players mixed up what model something was, and then they realized it later on in the middle of the game, and went, oops, well, that changes the game. So. The other thing I found that helps out is if you're using stand-in models, not standee models, having a little piece of paper written down where this is this, this is this, this is this. Right there on the table so both of you can see it. Jordan, one of my guys who has been running Tull. Where's it? Was it Trey? I don't know. It was either Trey or Jordan. He's got a printed sheet where he just hands it to his opponent. Because then they can go, okay, this is exactly what everything is. And it helps out everyone involved. So let's see. No, I think I'll go a little bit darker, but very thin. I'm just going to hit her hair there. Very thin, because she's blonde here, and I like that look. Alrighty. Okay, maybe a little too thin. Oops. That was basically paint water. Yeah, it'll work. Hey, Lady Kachara, how you doing? Alrighty. So I believe I was going to hit her base with a little bit. Let's see. Let's go with that. And so this is a fun little thing. One of my locals told me about is using for like washes or like speed paints, etc. Using one of these as a fantastic weekend. Looking playing more Malifaux tomorrow. Awesome. I am looking forward to playing some Malifaux tomorrow too. But yeah, so this is a little silicone poppet toy thing, but it works great as a well. Let's add a little bit more thinner to that. It's very easy to clean them. Nice. Lady Kachara, are you one of my locals? Or am I going insane? I might be going insane. There's a very strong possibility that I'm going completely and utterly mad. Because I'm terrible at, associating screen names with people names. Okay, no, you are not one of my locals. Okay. I was making sure, because there's been at least a few of my local Texas guys who have been popping in when I stream. And then I was like, oh, crap, which guy was that again? And then I feel bad. Because I should remember people's names better and attaching names to screen names better. but doesn't always lodge in my brain properly. Well, I'm firmly entrenched here in Texas. You should come down to Texas. So you know what? I'm running a GT down here in October. We had 26 players last year for our first year running it. I'm hoping to get up to 40 this year. And the Lone Star Fodown. Actually got information out there. I need to do the big initial push announcement here pretty soon. I've just been busy, you know? Well, I grew up in Michigan, so. All right, I'm going to let her dry a little bit there and get started on the wolf here a little bit. Now, let's see. So I think I want to actually kind of make his fur look like her hair, because that would, be a nice kind of callback to it there. She transformed into him there. That's what I think I'm going to do. So let me see. Where was that? Let's see, mix this up a little bit thicker for this right here. Well, enjoy your lurking. Yeah, the closest I'll get to Maryland in the near future will probably be Nova Open, which I had a blast at last year. So I'm hoping to be able to swing it to go again this year. It's a little bit thin. I'm excited to actually paint these models up, because then I'll actually put them on the table at some point. I don't think I've ever actually put we all know I am a die-hard Marcus player. And if you didn't know that, clearly it's your first time tuning in when I'm streaming. I love me some Marcus. But I have not actually got this on the table, this guy, Ferdinand Vogel, on the table, because I used him in a diorama a couple years back. And so I just never got around to, actually getting another copy of him and painting him up. I put a lot of work into that diorama, and also because I had to do a bunch of freehand for it. And it was... you can probably find it out there somewhere. I did it for the Iron Painter competition. And what I did was, so I have it on a little plinth. And then it's kind of, like a Victorian, it's got like Victorian wallpaper there. And there's also a portrait, which I freehanded, of Ferdinand Vogel. But before, any of the crazy changes that happened to him, looking all noble and, an upstanding part of society, as it were. Before all the things that what happened to him during that campaign. And so Then the other side is also the Beast Within painted up, but it's got the same portrait there, but turned sideways and with slashes through it, like he, went and ripped at the painting. Very, Beauty and the Beast like, where there's that thing where it's like, oh, rips the painting of himself. So, but that meant I had to do the freehand painting twice. One of the times, then I had to weather it and damage it. So it was really cool and fun to do. But oh man, that was one of the harder things I have painted, since it wasn't just freehanding, it was actually painting a full portrait in miniature. It was a fun challenge to do. That's the point of, doing something like that is, like, if I'm going to do a painting competition, well, it would be lovely to win any painting competition I do. View them more as a chance to kind of challenge myself, to stretch my boundaries as a painter and learn to do things more. I haven't painted for a competition in a while. I've been too busy to really do that. But I do enjoy using them as a chance to grow. And that's one of the reasons I love the Iron Painter competitions, is because they really push me to try new things, go outside of my comfort zone. And I could track year to year, how much I grew as a painter, which was really, really cool. So I like that sort of thing. Because then, I also knew then when I had painted those things. All right, so let's get a little bit more of that. Grab a swig of water while I mix my paint. Yeah. This is going to be a fun set of models to paint. And I'm hoping so if you look at his artwork, it's got all these little flowers all over it there. So I'm going to try to do that. Bouncing in and out as usual. Have you, oh, no, so I'm kind of doing them at the same time. Since, she turns into him, I am kind of painting them back and forth at the same time so that I can, keep the models tied together. So I'm using the same color for his fur that I'm using for her hair. Well, and also, so right now I'm letting something dry on her while I land some base coats on him. Or actually, I suppose her. Big Bad, it's Big Bad Wolf doesn't have to be a he. It's her. It's also her. Why does Big Bad Wolf have to be a dude? Big Bad Wolf isn't a dude. This is a female Big Bad Wolf. Because it is obviously Little Red Riding Hood. So, it's a he. It's a she. So that's all part of that there. So there's definitely, because there's some ripped fabric around the arms. I want to make sure I don't get that brown there. Okay, there we go. Here's where it's ripped. Call it big and strong. Haven't decided how I'm going to base. So he's not on a base since I have not decided how I want to base the big bad wolf here. So I'm doing Little Red on the going to be wandering down this path, and I'm going to put some flower tufts along the side there. I'm not sure if I want to have the big bad wolf like the just jumped out of Granny's bed, or what. So, because then I'd be like do a wood grain basing. It's maybe like a rug or something, like a bed. I don't know. I shall come up with an idea. Actually, doing with a bed on it there. Yeah, I think a 50 mil base. Let's grab a 50 mil base. Here we go. Let's grab a 50 mil base. Oh yeah, so maybe there'd be room for a bed on there, or part of a bed. I don't know. I'll decide. We'll see. I'll come up with something fun for it. Because if there's one thing we can count on, it is me doing basing. Oh yeah, like torn bedding, like have like wood grain floor, like wood planks there, and then like some torn bedding, like a bedspread or whatever, or even just a rug. There we go. Get up under the bedclothes there. Get the underside. And get the face. Yeah, I'll figure out a nice color to kind of contrast it once I've got this model painted up. Because, something that'll tie it together but contrast. Ooh, or like I could go and challenge myself to do some crazy, like more freehand stuff. Because, doing a bunch of freehand all over the nightgown isn't enough. Maybe I could like make a quilt. Yeah, that's an idiotic idea, Doug. That'll be a lot of work. Oh, goodness. I'm always making more work for yourself, right, Doug? That is how it goes. I love his little the little curly bob of hair on the top of the wolf's head. It's kind of hilarious. It's like, curled the hair to look more like Granny. I also enjoy how kind of very delightfully cartoonish the face is here. Because this is definitely not an anatomically accurate looking wolf. Not like a mimic wolf. You've never seen a wolf before? Just realized I'm kind of painting him up the color of one of my puppers. Kind of painting him up like the color of Zaphod. This amuses me. There we go. All right. Now, I don't think I want to go full pink with him there. I'm going to actually go with purple with him. Grab my purples down here. Come here, little purple. Okay. I don't think quite the full dark purple. I think I'm going to want to go kind of lilac. Oh, actually, if I go really thin down dark purple, I'm really going to thin this down. So my wet palette is kind of dry today. There we go. Very thin down. More thin. That's to really pop those shadows. There we go. Nice dark, but it will give me nice and thin. Oh, let's get a little more thin there. There we go. Don't want it to be too dark. Just want to get those shadows in there really. And I figure I'd go with purple because he's going to be ran with Neverborn a lot of the times. Because I tend to run Neverborn Marcus. fun. Yeah, one of the things I need to do is I need to go because I got a bunch of new paints from Cuttlefish Colors there at LVO, and I just kind of need to go through those, see what are my new paints that I have because I haven't really sorted those. So I got my new paint racks over here, and I can, finally reorganize all of my paints and get everything in a flow that will best suit my workflow. So, in front of me here, you can up here. Those are actually nail polish racks that I got off of at Amazon. Had those for a good long while. These ones over here are just some. Here. Let me see. Where am I on the screen? I'm not quite sure how cropped I am there. It's really tiny. So the ones I got over here, they are just some floating shelves that I bought and then mounted to the side of a bookcase here. And I literally just mounted those maybe 2 days ago. Because doing the grand reorganization of my my office here. Yeah, well, so I'm also so that I can watch chat. I'm actually watching. I've got the chat up in front of me on my phone. So instead of painting, and look it up, seeing chat, and then painting, looking up, seeing chat, I can just look up and see chat right there in front of me. I find that it much more. It's easier for me to not miss chat things then. So I've got it right there in front of me. So I like to talk with you all. But I get engrossed in what I'm painting, which, to be honest, that's why you're here. Come for the painting, stay for the shenanigans. But if there's no painting, sadness. So gotta stay focused on my painting. But, being able to engage with you all is important. But yeah, so these new paint racks is great. I've got, lots and lots of space there. Because they're all basically, twice as deep as my nail polish holders. Which means I got a lot of space for more paints now. And I also took all of my, I got room for some of my big bottles, like my bottles of airbrush primer, which don't fit on the nail polish holders, but they do fit on these. So I can actually finally get those up and off of my painting desk and out of the way. That's been one of the things that's annoyed me for a little while is just having them, not having a good place to store them. It was convenient when I needed them. Hey, Firik, how you doing? Welcome back. Well, it's kind of I'm going back and forth between them to keep them tied together. Hey, what's up, Carnage? Oh, 100%. The reason I have 100% the reason I've never put Ferdinand Vogel on the table is because he is in my painted Ferdinand Vogel is in a diorama. And so I've just never gotten around to painting another copy of him. So I did him for Iron Painter a couple years back. Turned out really, really nice too. I'm very, very proud of it. But it's not exactly playable on the tabletop. So there is more than a few reasons. It's also like why I never put the Scorpius on the table is because it was not great in second edition, and then my Scorpius I used to make my Iron Scorpius trophy, and so then I don't have a Scorpius. So that's why I've never put the Scorpius on the table, is because I just don't have it. I don't remember who got the Iron Scorpius that year, but that is sitting on someone's trophy shelf somewhere. Exactly. This is a very convenient set of alts for me. Now, if there were an alt Scorpius, even better. Because if I'm not mistaken, Ferdinand Vogel comes with the iron. The box is what? Ferdinand Vogel and the Iron Scorpius now, right? And obviously Beast Within. Beast Within, Iron Scorpius. Not Iron Scorpius. See, I just keep saying Iron Scorpius. So the Scorpius and it's the Altered Beast box, isn't it? Yeah. So we just need an alt Scorpius now. And then I'll actually try it on the table. I mean, to be fair, it is an incredibly dumb reason to never have actually tried them on the table. Because I definitely proxy models that I don't have the models painted up all the time. But because I have painted these models in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, I can't use not these models. And so it definitely is a weird quirk of my brain, I suppose. Oh, and Carnage, earlier we were talking about, Castor. And you're referring to him as Mr. Limes, as it were. We've been amused by that. Although I don't have my other proxy of Castor up here, because that's in the refrigerator right now. Because it is a line. I mean, I've been referring to him as a Senor Limon. It seems more fun and respectful. Citrus. Damn it, Furyk. The Lima Father. I'm still looking. I'm looking forward to actually getting my hands on those models. I think it'll be fun to paint. Oh, I'll need to wire them up to. See, I part of it is I was throwing Castor 2 on the table because he seems a little more straightforward than Castor 1. He, hey, murder, murder, rampage. And so I kind of wanted to put the more straightforward version of the Master on the table while I kind of figure out what his crew does. Because it feels like Castor, he's pretty easy to, Castor, at least Castor 2, it's pretty easy to sort out what he wants to do. Pick target, go murder. And then also, kidnap someone. But figuring out kind of his crew seems to have a decent number of moving parts to it. And so as I'm learning those, I figured take the easier version of him to play and learn what the rest of his crew does. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I also just wanted to play something where it's just hey, my master is. Oh, kid. So, it's not so much kid. So he's got the. When I say kidnap, I mean that he's going to pull some movement shenanigans on your opponent's models. So Castor 2 has got an ability called an attack called Visceral Rampage, where he hits, goes against their movement, and then you push Castor his movement, and then you place the model that was a target of it in base contact with him. So he's got, unless I'm mistaken, he's got a movement 6, plus he's on a 50 mil base. So push him 6 inches, place the enemy model in base contact with him. Yeah. So it's the take this model that you do not want me to control where it is and put it where I want it to be. And Visceral Rampage seems like one of the better. There's not an actual ability that I'm aware of that is actually called Kidnap. But it's definitely got a. Feels like Visceral Rampage is one of the stronger kidnap attacks that I can think of off the top of my head. Let's kind of go back in here, reestablish those shadows a little, deepen those shadows a little bit more. Yeah, it's definitely more of a slang thing that we definitely use it around the Texas area a lot, describing the hey, and then I'm gonna, go and kidnap this model. Because being able to it's really great against going against crews that want to bubble and have that, tight packed group where they like to play near each other. Honestly, Castor 2 feels great. Hey, no worries, Furyk. I'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, Castor 2 feels like a solid way to kind of crack bubble crews. Because he's got that charge, then he's got that double blast. And then he can, so get all up in there. And then he can Visceral Rampage back to safety. Yeah, or, if you've got his urn bearers kind of coming up right behind him there, you can then scoot into, move back towards the urn bearers and drop the model that they took, like say, into the urn bearer's hazardous aura. But yeah, doing some kind of mechanic where you can, get their model out of position is, a good way to kind of control the flow of the game. Even if they're not playing a crew where positioning is super awesome. Words are hard. Where positioning is super important. Which, yeah, most crews, you want to have models where you want them to be. But not all crews are quite as dependent on that as others. But moving them that far suddenly can kind of throw off someone's game plan a little bit. Even if they're not reliant on that model being close to their other stuff, can very much throw a little bit of tilt towards them. Alrighty. He's got his purples. And then let's go with, it's actually got the very red guns there. It's actually... Just a little tap more. Well, and especially with the current gaining grounds strategies, and a lot of the strategies are dependent on those models being at a particular location at the end of the turn. So if you say go after a model that is already activated and that is sitting in the position where they want it to be, moving it out of where it wants to be can be a huge swing. So now, let's see, covert operations, guard the stash. Those both need to be in position at the end of the turn. So I hate lead line coats so much because I don't play Guild. And they love their lead line coats. So yes, lead line coat is a great way to keep your models where you want them to be. But yeah, so I would definitely, like, I would not use Visceral Rampage on someone who I wouldn't be able to kidnap. Unless I really needed to just get it off to get the movement and then not place the guy. Yeah. That sounds about right. Get coats, then decide who gets to wear them. You're going to need them. Even if you don't know where the coats are going to go, you're going to need those coats. Because that is Guild. Guild loves those coats. The rest of us, not so much. All right, let's go with those teeth. Let's go with that little bit there. Is this no, that's going to be the next color. I'm painting this stuff, so no, don't go with that. Let's go with, that one tends to be a good tooth struck color. That's actually, I missed some of his fur. Painting his fur. Painting his fur. No, I think that one's a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with that. That'll be a nice one for you. Yeah, let's go with that for his teeth. Want me to do that as I drop my piece. Okay. I'm not sure which one I want to use for his teeth, but we shall see. The armor is not bad, especially on a model that might be able to get shielded or can use stones. So armor plus stone use, oh, that is a huge thorn in my side. So I played a game at Captain Con against playing Dashel 2. And he had a executioner wearing a coat. And so with Dashel 2, and now I had not played against Dashel 2. And ultimately, I know now that I just put way too much AP into what I did. It was a big mistake because I accomplished almost nothing. I managed to put 7 attacks from the Malosaurus Rex into that annoying little jerk. And it was still standing. And it was still standing at the end of the game. Because he would use the stones to put me on negative flips for the damage, which would then give him shielded. That's one of the things that Dashel does. And then I would end up, let's go with a little bit of this. So then I would end up with, not doing nearly as much damage as I wanted to, and then he'd stone it off. Because Jordan is a monster. Although I had fun at that game. But Oh man, was that frustrating. Just to have all that AP go into that model and then just accomplish nothing. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm just painting his eyes, a little bit of white in there. Using a white ink since it'll flow better. Yeah. All right. His nose needs a little bit of black on there. It feels like a game. Okay, it really feels like Malfo's game, but inside there are a few other games going on. How you manage your resources, how you understand your crew, how well you understand the other crew going on, plus skip. Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons I really, really love Malifaux, is because there's a lot going on, and well, then there's also the mental game of the, hey, what schemes did he pick? And a really good player is really good, gets good at kind of head faking one scheme and taking a different one. Hey, you're back, Furyk. I thought you had to go do work. I was all sad that I was abandoned by Furyk. I mourned. Fair enough. All right, this guy is at a point where I can leave him to chill for a little bit. So I'm going to go back to Little Red here. I'm going to, as long as I've got it, hit her. Actually, I think she's going to need just a little bit of whatever. As I hide all my things, where did I put you? Oh, timber. No, that's not it. That's not it. Where are you? I can't even find my mom. Look. Is that what I'm looking for? All right. No. The joys of, I've reorganized everything, so I don't know where any of my things are. Anagrams. Nope. Where are? Oh, they're sitting right there. Literally right in front of me. Because I am brilliant. All right. High five, Doc. A little bit of flesh shade there, just to kind of deepen the shadows on her flesh tones. Oh, I guess that's all good. I think I dropped some white ink into that one. Alrighty. There we go. Let's wash our brush really well. And that tip. There we go. Just may have been a little bit too thin. Deepen out the shadows on the skin tones a little bit there. Working outside. What is this? I know nothing of what this means. Outside is not for work. Outside is terrible. I do not like the outdoors. Well, I do enjoy the outdoors, but I don't enjoy, doing work outdoors. Sounds awful. Fair enough. And I appreciate it that you do it, so I don't have to. All right. Well, I'm letting her face dry. Let's get a little bit more of that. Reestablish those shadows in the red there. All right. I'm going to go and start highlighting her dress up a little bit. And that is clogged, so get the stabby pin. Hooray for the stabby pin. Ooh. It might be time for a new UMT. Oh, no. Oh, good. Well, I thought this bottle was empty. Apparently not. I just went and dumped a whole bunch of red paint all over my thing. All right. Good job, Doug. Oh, goodness. Wipe off my hand there. I got plenty of red paint for that now, I guess. Oh, goodness. Well, maybe that bottle is empty now. Well, let's, goodness. There we go. Recover, I got a rebuttal from that because I don't need that much. Take a little bit over here. No, so I, thought the dropper bottle was empty. Turns out it wasn't. And I just put way too much down on my palette. So, yeah, that's a thing. Alrighty. Let's grab a new paper towel here. Alrighty. Try not to mess up. Alrighty. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at you. See? Are we good? All right. There we go. That'll work. It's making a mess. Can't take me anywhere. There we go. At least I do have a backup of that paint bottle. Because I was running low. And I thought I'd finally hit the bottom of it. Turns out that was a lie. But these things happen. It's okay, you know. Can always rally. And besides, I do need a fair amount of red. You know, I'm painting a little Red Riding Hood here. But yes, that is one of the reasons I use dropper bottles usually instead of paint pots because I don't tend to spill as often then. Not back in anything, you just had no idea the dropper bottle came sealed. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, that sounds very, very sad. Especially because scale 75 paints are kind of pricey. It's kind of some spendy paint there. Share it a little bit. Grab some water. That is not the way I'd like to get back into painting myself. Is, you know, first things first, spill paint everywhere. But here's the question. Did that happen before or after the moniker of spilled paint pot? I'm not a big fan of paint pots myself. Like even the Citadel shades there, I rebottle them into dropper bottles so they don't spill them. very excited now for my base. So for basing with her, obviously she's got, it's kind of dirt there. But I am going to actually go and get, I've seen these several places. There's some, I think it's Army Painter, or there may be a couple of different companies that make these. But there are tufts that have little flowers on them. So having her kind of walking through a flowery field would be really cool. Because if I remember correctly, at least the way I heard the Little Red Riding Hood story, is the big bad wolf distracts her by having her go walking through a field of flowers instead of heading straight to Grandma's house. Yeah, there's a few different ones out there that I've seen. I've got to, pick out which ones will work out best. So obviously I don't want one with red flowers. I'm thinking yellow flowers would look really nice, and I could swear I saw some of them at my local shop. I don't remember which company of tufts they were. I don't think I bought them. I'll have to double check my stash of tufts. Because I do have a reasonably large supply of various and sundry tufts for all occasions. And I could very well have ended up buying them and forgetting I bought them. Because that's what I do. Oh, it is. There's the, it is. That one. Getting a little bit of my shadow red just to kind of reestablish some of those highlights, shadows in there. There we go. With another little red there. Got to establish a shadow somewhere else. That not blend quite right. There we go. But yeah, so I will figure out what grass tufts I have or do not have, and I will do it with the appropriate color flowers. I saw some yellow ones. I think yellow would look really good next to the red I'm going for here. So hopefully I can find those. Let's not forget her shoes. Alrighty. All right. That's looking nice. So, all right, I'm going to go in and start doing some work on the face there. And let's start out by making those eyes white before we get too deep into painting the rest of her face. There we go. All right. So that dry. What colored? Did she and this artwork? No, I'm not going to quite go with that. I should probably give her a little pinkish lips. There you go. Really pale. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. Alrighty. So, all right. Time to dot those. I'll get those eyeballs dry a little bit more. Let's hit her hair a little bit more. So I used that one. Let's use this one. You know, that's a little bit too dark. Let's go. I'll probably use that on him. Let's go with buckskin pale. It's going to be better for that. And my wet palette is just giving up all the water today. Because my room is surprisingly dry. All right, let's clean that tip. That'll be nice. That one, and also hit. I think that'll be a nice one to highlight that with. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. All right. So let's start going on her hair there a little bit. Actually on screen. There we go. But actually, probably that's going to look a little bit better. Screenshot or shot button. Let's check out what we can get. Yeah, that one's going to be a little bit better. No, that's too dark. That one is too dark. So let's go with that one. Alrighty. Figuring out just the right blonde color. Really just give that a nice tight highlight. There we go. Yeah, this is a fun model. I like this. I'm excited to get this one to the table. So I've loved the concept of Ferdinand Vogel for a long time, but, you know, he's living in my display case. All right, there we go. Well, time to do her eyeballs. Let's see if I can actually do this. Where are you? Okay, so I'm going to need my micron pen. Which one is that? So, say there's a top 5. So I want, I also got the blue there. Okay. So let's see. I'm just testing something out there on my finger real fast, seeing how that blue is, and then if I can then do that. Yeah, let's try that. Cool. So going in with the big Pigma micron pen on her eyes. There we go. All right. That looks not bad. Okay, so I'll pull that a little bit closer up to the camera there. Because then I'm going to go in there with my black micron pen. Hey, what's up, Vyric? Well, I mean, I'm going to be using this. Remember, I mostly run Neverborn Marcus. So these are going to be in my Neverborn most of the time. How you doing, Vyric? There we go. I'm really happy with how those eyeballs turned out with that. Nice. What are you building right now? All right. Let's go with skin and a fair highlight. Let's go with. Rosy highlight. That's what I want. Lots of faux. All of the faux? Or just some of the faux? A good amount of faux? A moderate level of faux? Nephilim, Rotten Harvest, Justice, Pandora. Oh, man. Hey! What? I hope you like our episodes. I'm recording we're recording another one tonight, and I've got to finish up. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the format. I got to finish up editing the episode that we recorded about Las Vegas Open. I really enjoy making them. I have an absolute blast editing them. And it's tons of fun to record them, too. So, hanging out, doing stuff with people I like. So, that's it. A little bit more of that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, and the format we came up with, that was Clay's idea. I think it worked out really, really nicely. It kind of, yeah. There's a lot of lessons. I mean, there's certain lessons where it's we're talking about a specific master. There's some of there will be some master specific stuff there, but a lot of it is about hey, being a better player in general. And that's what we're aiming for. But I'm glad you like it. Also, format ends up making it a little bit easier to keep the episodes from being crazy long. But yeah, I got to finish editing the LVO episode stuff together. I just got busy with other stuff this week, so hopefully be able to settle into doing that a little bit later on tonight after we record the other podcast. Tend to be a night owl when it comes to work, anyways. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm excited. I think I am talking with the guy I'm talking about with tonight. I think he did play Castor for the game we are talking about. And so that'll be fun. Be nice to get some more information out there about the new Masters. And we were talking earlier about how I've been enjoying playing Castor 2 lately. Got a fun play style. Haven't really looked at Castor 1 yet. I'm mostly looking at Fervent Castor. Yeah, you didn't see earlier. So what I'm using for proxies right now is using these. So I took the artwork and printed it on cardstock, laminated, and then cut them out. Well, cut them out, then laminated them. So, lets me get them to the table, kind of get it figured out, so that when I actually get those models, I'm more likely to get them painted up right away too. It will not sit on the shelf of shame or pile of possibilities for as long. If I actually have got a little bit of experience with them under my belt. Exactly. I mean, it was not my idea. It was actually Ambrose from up in the Seattle area. He came up with that idea, and I thought it turned out so well that I'm like, yes, I'm going to steal this idea. I've ran him in one of the 2 games I played with him. Seemed reasonable. We did not get super deep into that game, mostly because the guy I was playing against, after turn 1, decided to scoot up and call it a game, because he was playing Bass 1 and played. Wait, no, he was playing Bass 2. Sorry, yeah, I was playing Bass 2 and played way too far up the field. And I deleted like 3 or 4 of his models turn 1. Like everyone else softened him up. And then Castor was like, okay, and I can charge you now. So charged, double blasted onto 2 more models. So killed off 2 models with that, landed on someone else, and went and murdered. I'm going to go with Euripides once. So throwing those pillars behind a safe barrier. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, the barrier didn't really end up coming into play too terribly much. Because he had some Outstringers. So I was just using those to ignore them and shoot my stuff until I, had a chance to go and, do some Castor murdery things to them. All right, that me see. That one or that one or that one. I think that's the one we need for this. Yeah. That. All right. But yeah, Azarac seems like a reasonable out of keyword pick to, kind of protect Euripides with that. I need to actually get my Euripides to the table more often. That's another model that I haven't just gotten around to learning yet. When I've tried Euripides 2, and that was a lot of fun. All right, let's go with the next red color here. She's coming along nicely. Well, definitely, I should be able to finish her up this session. Oh, come on. Are you clogged too? Well, reds like to be clogged. They use a lot of red, apparently. There we go. A little bit too much in that. And where's my medium? All right. And that's the brush I need. Yeah, it's about getting those reps in. And so I haven't put any Euripides on the table all that much just as, well, getting those reps in. And I've been playing against a lot of new players lately because we've had a lot of new players coming out to play in my local shop lately. And so a lot of times I'm playing something they want to learn, or I'm co-piloting a crew, or I'm trying out something where I don't want it to be, well, particularly mean and a negative experience for them. So I take something a little less, a little subprime sometimes, just to be more friendly with it. Actually, finally got Rasputina, the errata Rasputina to the board for the first time. Because I had not had a chance to get Rasputina 1 to the board since the big errata. And yeah, it was kind of fun. Definitely need to learn it a little bit more. And need to remember that she can pitch her pillars to reduce damage, because that would have changed the game quite a bit. I think I still enjoy Rasputina 2 a little bit more. But I really don't have the, I've got one game under my belt with, Rasputina, I suppose, 1B. Got a good number of games of Rasputina 2 under my belt and really enjoy that one. But honestly, there's so much fun new stuff out there right now. It's hard to decide what to play lately. Like, there's a lot of the title masters where I still have not gotten a chance to get them to the table. And I want to. And yeah, so getting those to the table would be nice for a few of them. Heck, I have not played, I really need to get Barkus to the table. Because I've only got him to the table maybe 2 or 3 times. I really enjoy the times I've played him. I really enjoy it. But I definitely have got to figure out his discarding the upgrades, getting the engine going, kind of, because there's definitely, you want to get more upgrades out there than you start with. And that keeps you fueled up when you're spread out. So trying to figure out the ways to make sure that I get as much of that going early on. And I'm still getting my head wrapped around. I mean, he's a, murder machine. But it's figuring out how he helps out the rest of his crew is a big thing for me with that. Because I'm used to playing, Marcus 1, where he very much is, early parts of the game, he's very supporty. Until it's time to, lay down some smack or go accomplishing things, at which point he gets a lot of work done. But also Neverborn Marcus 2. I see some very nasty potential of him with the Emissary, because the area around him is, treated as severe. So he suddenly, runs in, gets all up in the enemy's face. And now the Emissary says, hey, I'm going to attack you, and you're on negatives for this. Which is nasty. So I would rather give my opponent a negative flip than me get a positive flip. because they can't cheat at them. Yeah, it's some solid synergy there. So I dig it. It really can. So I mean, because I also play a lot of Titania, and it feels like her plus the emissary is just a match made in heaven because you're getting all of those underbrush markers out there. So lots more severe out there, and it makes it easier for the emissary. Yep. Yeah, that is a nasty little combo right there. Oh yeah, no, I prefer Titania 2. Titania 1 just I don't know. Does not synergize with her crew as well as I would like her to. Titania 2 is all about those crew synergies. And by being able to, take her actions through her champions, that ends up being just such a range extender. She can just, chill at home and then do actions through wherever her champions get to. Yep. Well, she also is solid where then she's got the ability to, all right, things are maybe not going the way I want them to, using her other stuff to heal you up. Because that no flip heal, so remove a condition and heal without a flip, well, that is a solid thing to do. Yeah, you know what? Being able to do that is just delightful. Because it makes that Malisaurus so much harder to put down. Well, the last game I played with her, so I played, and this was, a shenanigansy list. Played it at Captain Con. Did the Titania, Marcus, and Malisaurus list. Because fun. But I ended up putting seven Malisaurus attacks into a executioner because it was Dashel 2. Kept using stones, and I could not kill that guy. It was incredibly frustrating. Of course, in hindsight, I would not have put that much effort into it, but I'd not played against Dashel 2 before, so I didn't quite know what I was getting in for. But now I have learned, and I will modify my behavior accordingly next time. Man, oh man, that was a model that just would not die. But at least that game, I got a nice cheeky hidden martyrs point. Because anytime I play, most people who I play against who know Titania well, go and kill the Gorar really fast. And so I've had hidden martyrs on the Gorar and the Malosaurus. So it was a nice, unexpected little ha-ha! All right. Ooh, newest Waldo's Weekly's up. Let's take a look at that. Oh, goodness. What's going on there? Where'd it go? Waldo's Weekly. What do we got? See a red door. I want to paint it black. Ooh. Nice. Got some Kimon and Three kingdoms going on there. Let's do that. I'm loving this model. This is looking good. Almost done with her. And then on to Big Bad Wolf. A little bit more. So I already started on him. Thanks for sharing that, Play Weird. Ever that I always seem to be now streaming. Well, okay, because Waldo's Weekly is on Wednesday, and I stream on Wednesdays. It always seems like, that stuff comes up right before I stream or in the middle of my stream, and people are like, oh my God, did you see the thing? Hey, well, thanks for stopping by, Vyruk. Thank you for sharing this little bit of your vacation with me. Always good to see you, dude. Have a good night. Go. All right. I want those last little highlights on this here. Making her red pop. There we go. Almost there. Alrighty. Once I finish up this red, just a little bit of highlights on the rest of her skin, and then I think she'll be done. All right. I believe that is good. Let's get a little more medium for my skin tone there. Got to reestablish those shadows a little bit. Yeah. I'm excited to get these to the table. Hey, what's up, Furyk? Hey, man, you're weekend. It's Wednesday. Ah, no worries, man. Yeah, this one model's very nearly done. Just really kind of just cleaning it up, doing the last little bits of skin tone highlights, and then she will be ready to finish the basing on. Just gotta smooth out some of the skin tones here. Oh, nice. Where's the attorney at? Let's see. Where is. Oh, my condolences. I have to because I grew up in Michigan, so anytime I hear someone talk about Ohio, I got to make fun of Ohio. It's the rules. Oh, are you going to see? Well, that would be where that's where Cole plays, right? Oh, nice. Well, say hi to Cole for me. Best of luck. Kick some butts. Take some names. Live the dream. Oh, nice. That should be fun. I'm assuming y'all are going to be at Gen Con this year. I look forward to seeing you all there. Nice. Always good to see other Doug and Victoria. Because did you realize there's 3 Doug B's in the Malifaux community now? Because there's me, Doug Broman, and then there's also Doug Brescher from Danger Planet. I know, right? Too many Dougs. I mean, what's this world coming to? Far too many Dougs. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Well, and it's not just, being Doug B, playing Malvo, but also being a content creator. As you know, y'all do the podcast, they do the podcast. And, hey, I do my podcast now. So I've really been enjoying doing. It was nice to get back to doing that again. There we go. All right. Other than doing basing on her, I think she's finished. About 15 minutes left, so let me just make sure I am. All right, I'm going to zoom this in, make sure I'm framed up nicely there. Just so you can kind of see how she looks there. Zoom in a little bit more. All right, am I framed up? Really happy with how she turned out. Yeah, so I just got to do some basing. But yeah, I still got 15 minutes left here. Don't worry. Gonna do Big Bad. Get working more on Big Bad. Really happy with how her eyes turned out. All right. Whee! All right. Big Bad. Where am I at? All right. Well, let's keep going with the fur. All right. So, for that, I'd originally done. No, not that one. I had done Chestnut Gold. Next one up is Palomino Gold. Alrighty. So, yeah. Well, let's get a little bit of medium into that there. All right. I always enjoy it when I actually start a model and finish a model on the same day. Been a while since I've done that. I keep doing these larger things. It's going to be fun. So he's got a lot of areas where he's obviously got fur on him. There isn't actually any fur texture, so I've got to do a bunch of the kind of feathering in there to make it look like there's fur there, which I really enjoy doing. I know it sounds crazy, but going all the little is always I always kind of enjoy doing that. That's a little bit too much right there. Let's wipe that off. And so his fur, the intention is for it to end up being about the same color as her blonde hair, which is always, kind of tying together. And maybe by the next time I paint, I will know how I'm going to base him. And have, maybe I'll even have built the base by then. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. Really hoping that the local shop has got the flowers, the flower tufts that I want to get the basing done for Little Red over there. Because that'll be fun. It'll be a nice, pretty base. Yeah. Ooh, and then tomorrow night is Thursday night. That means tomorrow night is Malifaux night, which always makes me happy. So we've been getting between 8 and 12 players every week at my local shop lately, which is really nice. Just taking a lot of work to get it there. Because I remember many weeks back when we were getting, Malifaux night up and running at this shop, where I would show up and just hang out and not actually have anyone show up to play a game. Ah, good times. Yeah, I mean that kind of happens when you're establishing at a new shop there, getting it up and running. Especially there was the drop off between second and third edition, and then then COVID and whatnot. But we've been getting we finally hit that critical mass where once you have enough players showing up on a regular basis, it's easier to get more players to play. Because, you got 6 tables worth of people playing, and suddenly people just wandering by are like, oh, what's this? Oh, I should get into that, because people are here playing. I know I'll get a game in. And that is always, that's, the challenge. Exactly. Draws attention. Plus then, because there's only so many people I can, tell about the game at once. And so if more people want to learn, Well, I've got people who can teach other people as well. So that works out nice. That while a lot of the guys are still newer, haven't been playing, more than a year, they know it well enough that they can, get a new player up and running. If I'm, busy getting another new player up and running. And knowing that I can hand it off, that more than one person can handle new players is always good. Because I'm only one man. But the other thing, the app has definitely been a huge selling point for the game. Because what? Free rules? That's awesome. Is always a big crowd pleaser. But also makes it easier to teach a player, something new they want to play. But I don't have to have, the physical cards for a crew that it's like, yeah, what crew do you want to play? Awesome. Well, I don't have those physical cards, but, we've got the app, so we can, get you up and running. I mean, I do have cards for most of the factions, but I don't believe I've got 10 Thunders or much Bayou regularly in my bag with me. So those I got to rely more heavily on the app for cards. The other thing is, if they want to learn, if I'm playing against them and they want to learn a crew I'm less familiar with, I don't have to, constantly ask them to see their cards because I just have their cards in front of me on my own app. Which makes it a lot easier to teach. If I don't constantly have to look at their cards. Or if I don't have to constantly ask to see their cards from across the table, I just pull it up on my own phone, which is very, very nice. Honestly, that's helped me out with, not even just beginner games. It helps me out with pretty much every game I play. Because there's no way to memorize every single... Okay, there is a way to memorize every single card. But I do not have the time nor the brain to encyclopedically know what every single card does and what all of its triggers are, etc. So by having that app, I could really, really speed up my game by just seeing what everyone else is doing via the app and not have to worry about it. And I feel like there's a difference between a demo and a beginner game. Because I do view those to be two very different things. And I mean, unless I'm setting up to do a learn to play day, I mostly don't really do a demo. I'll do beginner games with, new players. Or I will give the, someone happens to come by and ask questions, I'll give them a rundown of it without giving an actual demo. Because that's more what they want to know. They just want the information. And they'll kind of, if I'm in the middle of a game, I'll tell them what's going on. But beginner games, my favorite way to run a beginner game is for the beginner to actually be playing against a player who is not me. Ideally, someone who's got a newer player who has a few games under their belt, who doesn't necessarily need me for guidance, but also isn't going to absolutely kick the new player's butt out of hand. And then I like to kind of co-pilot the crew with the player who's, learning. Because then I can kind of advise them. I can see what's in their hand. And that works out nicely. And then, turn 1, definitely I'm putting in more input on it. Ideally, by the end of turn 5, I am really mostly just giving them advice when they ask for it. And so that's how I like to do the beginner games. And it would appear that we are very nearly out of time here. Yeah. So it's we start out, I co-pilot, and then I take my hands off the wheel gradually. Yeah, oh man, it looks like, where did the time go? It would appear that we are at 5 o'clock. So, yeah. Take a look at that. So Little Red here turned out beautiful. I'm excited. And then he is coming along nicely. So next time I paint, I'll be working on this guy. She's going to be finished. And hopefully I'll be able to show you off how she looks based. So yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. And stay weird, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.